Hey, scholars, welcome back. Hey, we're looking at some sums and differences today. We're going to be kind of walking through what that means, some strategies, things, and so on and so forth. The reality is, when we're talking about sums, we're talking about that idea of addition, right? Sums is the answer to an addition problem. So when we see that word sum, we can think about how we are going to use addition or to add something, right? And differences, well, they're kind of the counter, right? The inverse, the opposite. And that's that idea of subtraction. So today we really are just going to focus on sums themselves. There will be some other videos going on with differences, but today we're just going to pinpoint some addition techniques, kind of think about what numbers mean and how we put things together based about place value and other things we've looked in other videos. So let's dive into sums and start to talk about, like, what do we do when we're given a problem such as maybe 34 plus 13, right? So there's a couple strategies that can really help us out. The first thing that I really like to do is that idea of being able to model my work, to think about what I know about base 10 and model out the work that I do. So let's just walk through that one real quick. I have two numbers, 34 and 13, and I'm finding the sum, so I'm going to be putting them together. So I like to model that by thinking about my place values. If I look at 34, I notice that I have a ones place and I have a tens place. So I'm going to build a model that shows that. So ones and tens. And if I look at 13, same thing, ones and tens. So I don't have any other place values but the ones place and the tens place. So the next thing I'm going to do is just model out these numbers in base 10. So I'll start with 34, and I see that I have 4 in the ones place, which means I can just model 4 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, there they are. And if I look into the tens place, there's 3 tens, so I'm gonna model that, 10, 20, 30. So there's the number 34 modeled, and now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add that, and if you want, sometimes I make a little partition to show the different numbers, but it doesn't really matter. But I'm going to model now 13. So in the ones place, there's 3, 2, 3, and 110. So if I'm going to be adding these numbers together, right, if I'm going to take 34 and I'm going to add it to 13, well, all I need to do is now count up my model and see what we have. So let's count our ones. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's 7 ones. And let's count our tens. 10, 20, 30, 40. There's 4 of them, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 40. So my answer is 47. So that's a way that we can really think about how do we model sums when given numbers, right? So let's say we have 37 plus 52. So same idea, right? Let's kind of model out the idea. Think about what place values we have. We have the ones place and the tens place over here. So ones and tens, and ones and tens here. So those are the only place values I should be worrying about right now. And let's go ahead and model our first number, 37. So in the tens place, there's 3. 1, 2, 3 tens, or 10, 20, 30, right? And then we have 7 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And sometimes I do try to make like a row of 5 to kind of help me group, because I can count by 5s. And then we have 5 tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 2 ones. 1, 2. All right, so now let's just count them up and see what we got. And that's going to be our answer, right? And I'm going to restack these so I can think about that algorithm. But let's just count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the sum of 37 and 52 is 89, right? So as I've always said with anything, we just keep practicing. That really helps. So let's bump it up. Let's go to a third place value with 100. So 125, and let's add 251. Okay, right? So same concept. I don't really want to change what I'm doing. I just have some more numbers to be working with. In fact, I have 3 place values now. I have the ones place, I have the tens place, and I have the hundreds place. All right, same thing here, ones, tens, hundreds. So let's model that. Ones, tens, and the hundreds. Ooh, squeezing that in there. Okay, so here we go. Take our first number and model it. In the hundreds place, I have 1, so I have 100. So I can just draw 100. In the tens place, I have 2 tens. 1, 2. And in the ones place, I have 5 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's go ahead and model 251. So this time I have 2 hundreds. 1, 2. I have 5 tens, excuse me, 5 tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I have 1, 1. Okay, so now that we've modeled, we just count each place value to get our answer. I'm going to set this up over here because we'll be able to write our sum underneath right there. So I'll start in the ones place. That's where you kind of always want to start. Like always start in the ones place. You'll see if you get into that habit how helpful that is with other operations and other things in math. So always start in the ones place. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then the tens place. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And 1, 2, 3. So we have 376 as our answer. So moving along pretty well, right? Like this feels good. So let's kind of take it into the next step. Like this is what we can do when we're just getting these straightforward numbers that are helpful. But sometimes we kind of have to think about that regrouping, right? That idea of base 10, that idea that 10 of anything, right? If I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If I have 10 ones, that actually equals 110, right? So 10 of one thing equals 1 of another, or 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. 10 of these 10s equals 100 block, right? This is the base 10. So we're going to think about that idea of like how sometimes we need to regroup because we might have more than 10 in a place value. So let's explore that concept. So 352, we're going to add it. Let's add 96 to this. Let's see what happens here. So we're going to use, again, thinking about our place values and modeling. I have a hundreds, I have a tens, and I have a ones, and I have a tens and a ones. So I still need to show hundreds. So now I'm going to just start using letters. It's a lot easier for me. So H for hundreds, tens, and ones. We're going to model this out. So start here. 2 ones, 1, 2, 5 tens, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 3 hundreds, 1, 2, 3. Okay, and now we're going to model 96, which has 6 ones, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 9 tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so now we're going to start putting things together, right? And this is where I was just thinking about if we have more than 10, right? That's that idea of regrouping with the base 10. So let's just count out what we have here. Or let me stack first. So 352 and then 96, right? It's really important to stack tens with tens and ones with ones. All right, so let's count our ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so that's good. I don't have 10, right? If I start having more than 10 in a place value, I have to start thinking. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, so I have more than 10 in here. I have 14 of them. So I got to group my 10s. I got to take 10 of these 10s and put them into one group. So I'm going to do that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So here's 10 of them. I'm actually going to group these together because these 10 tens now equal a new 100. I'm going to just put them over there in the hundreds place. So I've kind of gotten rid of these and I just shifted them over into the hundreds place because it equals 100. And now I can count how many tens are left. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's 4 tens left, right? Okay, and now let's just count our hundreds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Not more than 10. So there's my answer. It's 448. Pretty impressive stuff, huh? So we're going to keep practicing. I don't want you to worry about that. Let's just do one more and then we'll move on to some other ideas in our next videos. But for now, let's just wrap it up by trying this one. And this is a thing as you're watching, like pause it and then see if you can't solve this one first on your own. I'm actually going to change this, sorry. See if you can't solve it on your own first and see what happens, right? So we're going to take 523. We're going to add 138. So step one, we're going to model it. Hundreds, tens, ones, hundreds, tens, ones. So I have those three place values. So I got my hundreds place, got my tens place, I got my ones place. Okay, now let's model each number. So I'll start here. I got 3, 1, 2, 3 ones. I got 2 tens, and I have 5 hundreds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now let's model this. Let me change that color so we can kind of see the difference in here. So I have 8 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3 tens. 1, 2, 3, and 100. Okay. So now we got to start thinking about grouping and counting. Remember, always start in your ones place. Always, always, always start in your ones place. And let's count. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I have more than 10. So I got to go back and find that group of 10. I'm going to find that group of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There they are. So I'm going to take these 10 ones and I'm going to shift it over here to make 1 10. So these have moved over. Okay, I regrouped them and put them over there, leaving just one left. Now let's count our tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then let's count our hundreds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if I take 523 and I add 138, I'm going to get 661. So this is that technique. And again, I always want to encourage, I'm going to put some up here that you can work on, but think about if you want to try these ones out, what it might look like. Well, maybe we'll do some 2 digits. Right? Think about what it might look like to solve these using that modeling and trying things out. And again, if you have any questions, just post them up in the questions in Schoology and we'll be able to assist. But I hope this gives you a really nice foundation. And as always, thank you so much for watching and we'll see you real soon.